Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya 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 Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Hare Krishna, thank you very much for inviting me to give Bhagavatam class in this beautiful temple. My name is Madana-gopāla Dāsa. I am visiting from the United States. This is my first time in Kisumu. It's one of the most beautiful towns in the world. Haribo. I saw the Lake Victoria, so nice. I saw the new project that we're doing for Srila Prabhupada's glory, wonderful. Even here, this project is so nice with lovely trees, nice neighborhood, and wonderful devotees, and all happy chanting Hare Krishna. It gives me great inspiration to get your association. So thank you for welcoming me and inviting me. Hare Krishna. Hare. So today we are reading from the second canto, chapter 8. This chapter is called Questions by King Parikshit. King Parikshit was destined to die. He was cursed to die. In how many days? 7 days. 7 days. He said, you will die in 7 days. 100% guarantee you will die in 7 days. So he was very intelligent. He said, what am I supposed to do? If someone is supposed to die very soon, what is their duty? So then he comes to Shukadeva Goswami for answers. This chapter is called Questions by King Parikshit. So all kinds of questions Parikshit Maharaj is asking. So today's question is this one. Okay? So please repeat after me. Tattvanam parisankhyanam Lakshanam hetu lakshanam.
Lakshanam hetu lakshanam.
Purusharadhana vidhi.
Purusaradhana vidhi.
Yogasya adhyatmikasya cha.
Yogadhyatmikasya cha.
Tattvanam parisankhyanam.
Tattvanam parisankyanam.
Lakshanam hetu lakshanam.
Lakshanam hetu lakshanam.
Purusharadhana vidhi.
Purusaradhana vidhi.
Yogasya adhyatmikasya cha.
Yogasya adhyatmikasya cha.
You want to try to recite? We'll follow you.
Tattvanam parisankyanam.
Tattvanam parisankhyanam.
Lakshanam hetu lakshanam.
Lakshanam hetu lakshanam.
Purusaradhana vidhi.
Purusharadhana vidhi.
Yogasya adhyatmikasya cha.
Yogasya adhyatmikasya cha. Anybody else? Please try. Tattvanam parisankhyanam. Lakshanam hetu lakshanam. Purusharadhana vidhi. Yogasya adhyatmikasya cha. Anyone else? Okay, we will read the translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. There is no purport here. Srila Prabhupada ki. Just a translation. So Parikshit Maharaj is asking, kindly explain all about the elementary principles of creation, the number of such elementary principles, their causes and their development, and also the process of devotional service and the method of mystic powers. So, this is King Parikshit asking Shukadeva Goswami. Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Jnana-jana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. I offer my humble obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master. Please open my darkened eyes with torchlight of transcendental knowledge. I further offer my obeisances to all of you assembled Vaishnavas and seek your kind blessings that I may reach Bhagavatam this morning. Hare Krishna. So, Parikshit Maharaj is asking amazing questions. He says, kindly explain all about the elementary principles of creation, the number of such elementary principles, their causes and their development, and also the process of devotional service and the method of mystic powers. So, just imagine that you have been given 7 days to live. That's it, no more than that. Guaranteed 7th day from now. Today is Saturday. Next Saturday, 100% we're going to die. Just imagine that. Then, what would we do if we know that the goal of life is something spiritual, something higher, to connect with God, to be in touch with God, to re-establish our relationship with God, with Krishna? If we somehow know even if you have some general vague idea that we need to forget everything else and become Krishna conscious, become God conscious. So Parikshit Maharaj was already aware of this reality. He already knew. अंग्रेजी ठीक है ना? हिंदी चलेगा? हाँ, लेकिन आपके लिए ठीक है ना अंग्रेजी?
हम लोग 2 ही आदमी है ना?
हाँ जी, थोड़ा सा बोल दूंगा हिंदी में बीच में, ठीक है ना? ओके. So, Parikshit Maharaj is in this situation where he was trained from the very beginning. बचपन से ही उनको भक्ति का ज्ञान था. जन्म से पहले ही भक्ति का ज्ञान था. जन्म से पहले ही परीक्षित महाराज को भगवान के साक्षात दर्शन हुए उत्तरा के गर्भ में. Even before birth, Parishit Maharaj had the good fortune to see the Supreme Lord in the womb of his mother, even as he was a baby. The Lord personally came and saved the life of Parishit Maharaj. That's how great Parishit Maharaj was. So, imagine now this great person has been cursed to die in 7 days. 7 दिन में मरने का शाप था. ऐसा व्यक्ति क्या करेगा? What will such a person do? So he asks these questions to the self-realized soul Shukadeva Goswami. See, in the previous verse he says, please explain what is the common religious principles of human society, what are the different classifications of groups in human society. For example, certain groups of people in human society, they are supposed to do business and farming to help society. Certain groups of people, they're supposed to do some work, labor work to help society. Certain groups are supposed to protect, to help the society. And certain groups are supposed to give wisdom and knowledge to help the society. So all the groups, all the different categories, all the different inclinations, all the different talents that we have are used to help society. Isn't it? So he asks about that in the previous verse. Now in today's verse, he asks about, explain this creation. What are the elements? What is the foundation of this creation? What is the building blocks of this creation? Imagine you see the building like this, and you want to understand how was this built? What is the foundation made of? How is it sitting? What is these walls made of? What is inside behind these tiles? What is the purpose of this building? Now, one may wonder why Parishit Maharaj is about to die in 7 days. He is asking about the creation, the number of elements. जो भी 7 ही दिन में मरने वाला व्यक्ति है, तो ये ऐसे सवाल क्यों पूछेगा कि सृष्टि कैसे हुई, सृष्टि में जो संपादन के जो चिन्ह है और जो छोटी छोटी चीज़ें हैं जिससे वो बनती हैं, वो कैसे उत्पन्न हुए. ऐसे सवाल की ज़रूरत क्या है? What is the need for questions like this? How is this built? How is this universe built? What are the building blocks and little pieces of elements and particles that make this? Why is he asking these questions? He is asking these questions for our benefit, for the benefit of other people who will remember this conversation, who will hear about it from the sages. He knows that in the future many generations will benefit from this conversation. He also knows it's important for me to understand. Why? Because we are in the material world and we see these things every day. We don't see Krishna all the day. Maybe see in the morning for darshan, then we see in the evening for darshan, maybe if you're lucky. You see? But in the middle of the day we don't see Krishna directly. But if we understand that all the elements of creation that we see are directly from Krishna, then even in the middle of the day we'll see Krishna. You follow? Are you together? So even when we go out and we're picking up those bricks and working with them, or we're driving the car and we're seeing the road and we're seeing the car, we're seeing the people, we can see the connection with Krishna. This is why these questions are very important. They're saying, how is this made? Who makes it? What makes it work? Because we also have the same questions, isn't it? We have the same questions. What is the point of creation of the whole planet even? You look at the ocean, look at Lake Victoria. Amazing. In Lake Victoria, you get on a boat, motorboat, and you go in one direction for 13 hours, you still keep going. It's so big. 13, 14 hours until you reach Uganda on the other side. It is so big and makes you wonder, how is this planet made? How is this Lake Victoria filled with so much water? And how is the river Nile coming out from this? We see all this, we wonder, what is the point of it? What is the purpose? हम जब सृष्टि देखते हैं तो हम पूछते हैं कि इसका कारण क्या है, इसकी वजह क्या है? What is the point of this creation? How is it made? These are great questions. If the answer to this question is not Krishna, then it is a wrong answer. The answer to this question is the reason behind everything is Krishna. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchid Ananda Vigraha. Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Lord Krishna, who is the original personality of Godhead, he is beginningless and he is endless. And he is the cause of all causes. So if we see something amazing happening, if we see even something very tragic happening, if we see something very big happening in this world, the cause of that thing may be somebody, but the cause of that somebody is Krishna. He's the cause of all causes. If you take it back, Krishna is the original source and everything expands from him, including this universe, including us, including our bodies, including the house he gave us, this planet, including the oxygen we breathe. So when Parikshit Maharaj asked this question, explain about the elementary principles of creation, his goal is to get the answer from Shukadeva Goswami in a connection with Krishna. He knows very well that Shukadeva Goswami will give the answer connected with Krishna because Shukadeva Goswami is purely Krishna conscious. He will give a very scientific answer that can satisfy the sophisticated minds of scientists. But he also give a very beautiful, simple answer that will give satisfaction to all of us who may not be scientists, but we can see the world. We can understand the purpose of the world. Then we can understand why we are here. ये सवालों के जवाब जब सुखदेव गोस्वामी देते हैं, तब हमको समझ में आता है कि भगवान और भगवान की सृष्टि क्यों हुई, हम यहाँ क्यों हैं, why are we here? But first we understand how it is made. We can see ourselves, how our hands are made, our legs are made. It's amazing. The elements of creation are what? Atoms, molecules, tiny, tiny particles, and then they come together. Who is bringing them together in such a way? Andantarastha paramanu chayantarastham. That in this universe which is shaped like an egg, जो अंडे जैसा हमारी सृष्टि बनाई है, ब्रह्मांड बोलते हैं उसको. अंड क्यों बोलते हैं? कि अंडे जैसा है. ब्रह्मा का अंडा, ब्रह्मा अंडा. See, the egg, anda means egg, and this universe shaped like an egg, and it's shaped by Lord Brahma. That's why it's called Brahmanda, the egg of Brahma. We are inside that egg, a very big egg. It's billions of miles across, billions. You can't fathom. And we are a tiny planet inside this big egg. So when we understand how the creation takes place, and how this egg is created by Brahma, and how Brahma is just a tiny little creature sitting on top of lotus flower. The lotus flower has a lotus stem which goes all the way to the navel, the belly of Lord Vishnu. And Brahma is sitting on top of that. He's designing all this. And the planets, then he puts them inside the stem, you know. The stem, we are inside the stem, all of us right now. Can you imagine? We are inside this stem. This stem has different levels, and we are right in the middle over here. 14 levels, we are level 7. You know how we have 14 floors, we have 7. Floor number 7, you go in the lift, 7th floor. We are on the 7th floor. We are on this thing called Bhumandala. We are on the plane called Bhumi. We call this land Bhumi. Bhumi is Bhumandala, the earthly planet. Also known as Dharti. Dharti means one who holds up. Dharti, Dharti hai. Dhar, jo Dharti hai, means one who holds us up is Dharti. So we are living on Bhumandala planet, a Bhumi planet on Dharti right now. Krishna is arranging all this for us. So Parikshit Maharaj asks, what are their causes? How does it develop? And then in the same sentence he asks, also the process of devotional service. See? So he's connecting his question with devotional service. That is important. Sometimes you can see there's a lot of answers in the question. सवाल में ही कितने जवाब मिल जाते हैं. Isn't it? Just by looking at the question we can get so many clues. Because Parikshit Maharaj is educated and is a pure devotee, so he already knows pretty much everything there is to know. He's having this conversation for our benefit. He is not panicked that he's going to die in 7 days. If we find out we're going to die in 7 days, we will start panicking because we are not We may not be very advanced. Another thing with Parikshit Maharaj, he was very lucky. So how is he lucky? He's going to die in 7 days. How lucky is that? No. He is very lucky because he knows he has 7 days. All of us here, we cannot guarantee. Isn't it? Can we guarantee that tomorrow we will not die? Or the day after tomorrow we will not die? We cannot guarantee. He knows tomorrow nothing will happen to me. Day after tomorrow nothing will happen. We don't have 7 days guaranteed. He has 7 days guaranteed. He's very lucky. Also, Parikshit Maharaj is going to die in one of the 7 days. We are also going to die in one of the 7 days. You know that? All of us are going to die in 7 days. Either Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's it. There's no 8th day for us. You follow? Our lives are very short. It is an emergency to take up Krishna consciousness today. Just like for Parikshit Maharaj, it is an emergency. If we do not treat this opportunity as an emergency, then we will give ourselves a great deal of misfortune. It is urgent. Why is it urgent? Because you try doing Krishna consciousness. You'll feel happy. But then because we are conditioned to enjoy material world, sometimes due to some habits, we'll stop doing Krishna consciousness for a little bit, we'll try something else. So we have to come out of those habits. Coming out of our conditioning is really the hardest part of this whole process. It is called anartha nivritti, the removal of unwanted things from the heart. We have been collecting these unwanted things in our heart for many, many lifetimes. But now we are so lucky, we know what to remove and we know what to water. You know, you're making a garden and you're trying to grow some avocados, small avocado plants, and you see some weeds are there, you remove them. Isn't it? You don't water them, you remove the weeds and you water the avocado plant. Today, because we are, by the grace of Srila Prabhupada, we understand. We understand which one is the avocado and which one is the weed. We understand which one to pull out and throw away and which one to water. In the past, we are doing the opposite. We are throwing away the avocado, watering the weeds. And then we wonder why our life is so unhappy. But today, we are very lucky. So every day, we learn more and more about Krishna. We learn more and more about how to improve our lives, how to be happier, and at the end of life, we'll go back to Krishna. So the question is, this material world is being created. How is it created? How is it developed? And why? That's the big question, isn't it? Why? Why is this world even here? Why am I here? Have you asked yourself that? Why am I here? Normally people don't ask why am I here. They just start doing work because it feels good. You do it. I have to earn money. Okay, now I get money. Then I enjoy with money. I go do something nice with it. Then I'll be happy. How many times you stop and think, wait. Why am I here? What is this place? Who are my parents? Why are my parents here? Why are their parents here? Does life have a purpose? You see, we need to question these things. And where am I going? Is there going to be next life? These are questions to ask. Why am I here? And another question, important question to ask, why am I suffering? Who is not suffering in this world? Raise your hand. Yeah. Everybody is suffering, isn't it? Everybody has some problem. The question to ask is, why am I suffering? Why am I here? What is this place? So Parikshit is asking all kinds of questions like this. The purpose of our existence in this place, here in this material world, is that of the prisoner in the prison. If a prisoner wakes up in the prison and is wondering, why am I here? And someone tells him, oh, you are here because you did this crime. What is our crime? Isn't it? If we are in a prison, we're just prison mates, all of us. You know, in the prison they have a kitchen, big one, and we do cooking there. In the prison, they have a place where they do exercise, a big open yard. They play also in the prison. They have a place where they do some work, they make some things, manufacture. They make clothes or they make license plates. And in America, the prisoners, they make them make license plates, to put on the cars. They make it by hand. They make them do something, some work.
Even here.
What's that? Even here, the license plates are made in the prison. See. So they make them do some work, isn't it? Now in the prison, some prisoners, they behave very badly. They are violent with other prisoners, so they put them in a more confined prison. They put them alone. They don't give them so much nice food. They give them more punishment. Make it even more difficult. Even within the prison, there is another prison. Smaller one, solitary confinement. So in the prison, there are different grades of prison. And some prisoners, they act very nicely. They help everybody else. So they get a nicer room by himself. He gets his own room, so he doesn't have to share with anybody. In the prison, it's basically living in the toilet. Your bedroom is in your toilet. They put a toilet there and they put a little bed. So you're living in the toilet. It's okay, you get your own toilet, it's nice. You have to share it with somebody else. But that's the prison. Now, in the prison house, you can bribe the warden, the prison caretaker. You can bribe him. Say, I got some money, I'll give you some money, and you bring me some bidis or cigarettes. So then he gives some money and he gets some cigarettes for him. But the warden cannot release him. You see, the prison warden who is in charge of the prison, he cannot release and throw. Okay, you know what? I'll just let you out, you run away. The warden cannot do that. He can maybe give a little bit bribes. Similarly, in this material world, we are in the prison. We can try to bribe the demigods by doing some prayers to them, offering some things. And the demigods can give you some little cigarette or something, some material thing. But the demigods cannot give you freedom from the world. Only person who can give us mukti or freedom is Mukunda. Mukunda means the one who gives mukti. Da means giver, data. And Mukunda means mukti data, the one who gives freedom. So Mukunda is the name of Lord Krishna. Only Krishna can give us freedom. Now in the prison, how do prisoners, suppose a prisoner has a sentence of 20 years, but if he's doing very good behavior, that sentence can be reduced to 5 years or 7 years. He says 5 years are over, you know what, you're supposed to be 20 years, but you're out, finished. You did very good behavior, you're out. So similarly, if we can behave nicely and reconnect with Krishna, we can also come out of this prison. That is why in the Krishna conscious process, we have two things. Behave nicely and reconnect with Krishna. When somebody takes initiation in the process, you promise those two things. I'll behave nicely and I'll connect with Krishna. Isn't it? Behave nicely means I will observe 4 regulative principles. I'll behave nicely. I will not do, intoxication, meat eating, illicit sex, gambling. These things are very damaging to me. They're damaging to my society. They're damaging to my consciousness. Damaging to the body. So, behave nicely. And then I will reconnect with Krishna by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. And I promise to chant this every day, whether I feel like or I don't feel like. So if you behave nicely and connect with Krishna, then our removal or our freedom from this prison house is guaranteed. Now one may ask, why am I even in this prison house? Why am I here? I don't even remember doing any crimes. Do you remember doing any crimes that you're in the prison? Do you remember what you did to come here? You don't remember. This is a special kind of prison where part of the prison sentence is you don't even remember. Wow, that is a very harsh prison. Imagine, you're in a prison, you don't even remember why you're in the prison. So, this prison was created not because Krishna wants to create the prison. The government does not want to create prisons, but they have to create prisons. There's a difference, huh? To want it and to have to do it. You think the government are happy? You think the citizens are happy that they're prisons? No, it's nothing to be happy about, but it is necessary. Similarly, Krishna did not want to create this, by the way. He didn't want to. but He is compelled to do it by us. We are the ones who are begging Him, I want to turn away from you, my Lord. I want to pretend you don't exist. I want to be God. I want to enjoy separately from you. And Krishna says, are you sure? Yeah, I want to experience happiness. No, don't do it. Happiness is not available separately from me. I'll show you. I'll prove it. I'll be happy without you. Yes, I know I can create a world for you where you can pretend that you can be happy without me and you can get everything you want without me. But you'll not find satisfaction. No, I insist. And then we throw a tantrum. You know this tantrum? Little children there in the supermarket. I want ice cream. They're eating, and then they start crying very loudly, and the mother says, okay, I'll give you ice cream. That is our problem. So we are shouting, we are crying, I want to enjoy separately from you, Krishna. So Krishna creates a whole universe for all of us who want to turn away from Him. And He gives us opportunities to enjoy different flavors of independence. But we can never be independent. So we can only pretend to be independent. Is that clear? So all this enjoyment is only pretension. We can never be really happy in this world. We cannot be satisfied by pretending this is me, this is me. This is not me. This is not me. This is me, the soul. But because we are pretending this is me, we are in misery. We are suffering. You know, if you're driving the car and then someone hits the car and says, "Oi, why did you hit me?" He didn't hit you, I hit the car. Huh? You hit me. Because we think we are the car. Isn't it? So if the car gets dented, we feel so sad as if we got hurt. We didn't get hurt, but the car got dented. A lot of money. You know, it's my hard-earned money. But that is not me. The idea that I am this body, this false idea that I am this body is called ahankar. Ahankar means false ego. Aham means me, and kar means car. Not car. I am this car. I am not this car. Ahankar means to think I am this body. Whatever I think I am. I am not this car, I am not this body. But because we are so convinced, and Krishna has put us in this position where we are born like that, thinking I am this body. And it is a false ego that makes the connection between this dead matter. This is actually dead matter. You see, the soul never dies and the body is never really alive. When you cut your hair, this hair is not going to move on its own and walk away. No. When you cut off the finger is not going to walk away. It is really dead matter. Don't try cutting your finger. If you want to try, you cut your hair. It's okay. But ahankar is confusion. Why did we ask for this? Because we want to turn away from God, and God gives us every kind of levels of enjoyment or suffering, depending on what we want to try. And then if within the prison we hurt other people, then we have to suffer a little bit more also. So now when you are in the prison, you are hurting other people. Suppose I am in the prison, I am killing other people. Hey, you can't do that. So they put you in a cell where you cannot do much. Similarly, if we are doing too much violence or too much injustice to others, then the next life we are put in a cell like a tree. Tree cannot do much damage, huh? Or you put like a little dog. A dog cannot go and build a nuclear weapon and throw another country. Dogs just have limited powers. So we get limited, we get more tight in our prison. But after knowing all this, what Parikshit Maharaj asked the questions, so we understand the context, we understand why we are here, we understand why we are suffering, and we understand how to come out. The process is very simple. Why am I suffering? Because I turned away from God. And today also I am turning every day away from God, trying to enjoy separately, selfishly. But it is not possible to be happy in this material world. It is absolutely not possible to feel satisfaction in this world. You'll see, even rich people, they're committing suicide. They have so much money. In America, so much money, I'm telling you. There was this very famous movie star. He had millions of dollars. He was very liked by everybody. He was a great comedian. But he killed himself. Just a couple of years ago. Some movie stars or some rock stars, they try to squeeze more and more pleasure out of the body by poisoning themselves. They take drugs. They take so many drugs they just die, overdosing. The most famous rock star in the world. You know who is that? The world's most famous rock star all over the world, even India, everybody knows. Even the villages, they know him. Do you know his name? He died of drug overdose. Michael Jackson. Everybody knows Michael Jackson? Michael Jackson? World famous. Nobody is more famous in the music world, rock pop music world than Michael. He was a king of pop. And what happened? You know, in America they say king of pop. Pop in Sanskrit means sin. He was the king of sin. Just taking drugs day and night to find some satisfaction in the body. He could not find satisfaction in the body. He was kept changing the shape of his nose. Have you seen his nose through the years? He kept cutting it and shaping it different ways because he was not satisfied with his body. He thought he was the body. Half the time he had to cover his face with a mask. This is the situation even among the rich and famous. It is evidence that we cannot be satisfied in this world. It is impossible. इस संसार में किसी प्रकार के सुख की शक्यता ही नहीं है. There is no possibility of any kind of happiness in this material plane. Selfishness will never make us happy. We have to be selfless. We have to first rise above the idea that I am this body. And then once we understand, then we share this knowledge. And when we share the knowledge, our knowledge becomes more solid. So when you learn something today, try to explain to somebody else. Just try to explain to somebody. When I started learning this thing, I was so happy and excited, I started sharing with all my friends. I was only a small boy. How old are you? 15, huh? I discovered Krishna consciousness when I was 14. And I shared it with my friends. I'll tell you my story, personal story. So I was in school, I was chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. In school break, I was wearing my uniform. School break, I was chanting Hare Krishna. Then one boy asked me, "Hey, what are you doing?" I said, "I'm chanting Hare Krishna." "Why are you chanting Hare Krishna?" "Well, you know, look at this nice book I've been reading, and we understand the meaning of life. We understand that we all belong to God, and we chant Hare Krishna, you'll feel very happy." He said, "Let me try." So he also tried chanting Hare Krishna. He said, "Hey, give me some set of beats." So I got for him a new set of beats for him. He was so happy. He started chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. This was in 1991. Then in 1993, I moved out from Kenya. From Nairobi, I moved to USA to go to university. And he kept chanting Hare Krishna. And then one day in 1994, maybe 95, I got a letter from his father. Now I don't know, his father somehow found out my address in America and he wrote a nice letter for me. He said, "Hare Krishna, I'm very sad to inform you that your friend, my son, he was killed recently. He was shot to death by some robbers. They took his car. They hurt his friends also. They beat them up, but he killed my son. But the friends told me that at the time of death, he was chanting Hare Krishna. He shouted Hare Krishna. And I want to thank you for giving my son Hare Krishna mantra. I want to thank you." So imagine, I just started crying and I realized our life is very short. And if I had not shared that with him, maybe he would not have gotten this opportunity. I was not a scholar. I was not a preacher. In fact, I just found out about this maybe a few months before. But when you share it, you just share your excitement. You never know whose life you will save, whose life you will change. You never know. That's why Mahaprabhu says, "Jare dekho tare kaho Krishna upadesh." Whoever you see, tell this about Krishna. That's it. Whoever you meet, whoever you see, you say Hare Krishna and they ask you something. "What is Hare Krishna?" "Oh, this is," and you explain a little bit. If they want to learn more, you can explain more. The more you explain, the more you will learn. So take up Krishna consciousness, find some opportunity to share. When you share and you care, then you will get the benefit of the Lord's mercy, Prabhupada's mercy, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, and you will feel satisfaction in the soul, and your knowledge will get deeper and deeper. Because when somebody asks you questions, you say, "Hey, good question, I don't know the answer, I'll find out." So next time, you'll be ready for questions. Somebody asks another question, "I don't know, but I'll find out." Before you know it, you become expert on everything. When you become expert in Krishna consciousness, you'll be happy and you go back home back to God. So there's a question by Parikshit Maharaj. We keep asking questions to the right people and eventually you'll be Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I look forward to coming here again and again in the future. Hare Krishna. Radha Madan Mohan ki
जय
Madana-gopāla Dāsa की
जय।
प्रभु जी अपना राजा परीक्षित को मतलब कि वो तो भगवान का भक्त थे और उनको मतलब ये श्राप कैसे लगा कि मतलब कि सांप के काटने से उनका मौत हो जाएगा। तो मौत के आधार से वो तो जल के अंदर रहने के लिए मराए थे, लेकिन फिर भी उनका मौत हुआ।
मौत के आधार से क्या?
मतलब जल के अंदर कि हमारी मौत न हो, मतलब मैं सांप के काटने से मरूंगा नहीं,
हाँ।
लेकिन उनको श्राप के अनुसार मतलब सांप ही काटा,
हाँ।
और उसके चलते ही मरे।
हाँ।
तो मतलब इसमें क्या था?
तो श्राप तो मिला था ना उनको।
महात्मा जी श्राप दिए थे ना।
हाँ।
तो श्राप तो वो भी भगवान के भक्त थे, वो भी तो मतलब तो मुक्ति हो सकते थे ना।
हाँ श्राप, लेकिन क्या है कि ये सभी चीजें भगवान की लीलाएं हैं।
हाँ।
श्राप देना भी भगवान की लीला ही थी और मरना भी भगवान की लीला ही थी। ये सब भगवान ने रचना की है उसकी, क्योंकि सबको किसी न किसी दिन को मरना ही है ना।
मरना तो ये जो आया है वो तो जाएगा।
तो फिर ये जब उन्होंने श्राप दिया तो भगवान ने ऐसे ही रचना की कि भगवान ने ही श्रृंगी जो है ब्राह्मण, उसने श्राप दिया। और शमीक ऋषि जिनका अपमान हुआ था, उनको तो अपमान नहीं हुआ था, लेकिन श्रृंगी ने देख के
सच मतलब ऐसा था कि मतलब वो तो परीक्षित जी मारे नहीं थे, जो सांप मरा हुआ था, मरा वो तो मारे नहीं थे ना, तो मरा हुआ चीज़ था उनके गले में,
हाँ गले में डाल दिया।
थे। उसके चलते मतलब जब वो भक्ति के अथवार से उनका भंग हुआ तो श्राप दे दी। तो श्राप के चलते तो दोनों आदमी भगवान के ही भक्त थे ना।
हाँ।
भगवान के भक्त थे तो मतलब तो वो बच सकते थे, लेकिन अब उनको जो काल किसको छोड़ता है,
हाँ।
वो बोलते हैं काल किसी को नहीं छोड़ता। इससे चलते जो है।
Yeah. So let me explain the question. The question is, King Parikshit was cursed to die in 7 days. Huh? Now the person who gave the curse, Shringi, he's a Brahmana, he's also a devotee. And Parikshit is also a devotee. Now what happened is, how did this Shringi, who was a young boy, just a teenage boy, he cursed Parikshit Maharaj. Why did he curse him? Because Parikshit one day he was going in the forest, he was very tired, he was very thirsty, and he went to ashram of Shamik Rishi. And Shamik Rishi was just doing meditation like this, so he could not hear or see anything. He was deep in meditation. And Parikshit said, "Give me water, give me some water, I'm very thirsty." So he got angry because this guy is not waking up. And so Parikshit Maharaj got upset and he took the dead snake and put it around his neck. Now this confusion, generally Parikshit will never do anything like this. He's a pure devotee. Never, he will never do anything like this. वो कभी कर ही नहीं सकते ऐसा अपमान नहीं कर सकते, लेकिन भगवान की लीला के लिए भगवान ने ही उनको मोहित कर दिया कि तुम ऐसा करो। So you see, the Lord, he influenced Parikshit to do something that is offensive. Parikshit would never have done it. So this whole thing was orchestrated, it was arranged by Krishna. Then Parikshit put the snake on. Now Shamik Rishi's son was Shringi. Shringi जो उनका पुत्र था, उन्हें तो दिव्य दृष्टि से देख लिया दूर से ही. He saw from a distance that this is happening. So immediately he gave a curse. He was a very powerful kid. Even that boy was a little bit confused. That confusion was given by Krishna from in the heart to make this possible. You see. So this is explained by the acharyas that this whole thing happened to open our imagination. हमारा दिल खोलने के लिए, आंखें खोलने के लिए ये सब रचना की, बस ऐसा ही है। ये लीलाएं हैं। वैसे भक्त ऐसा करते ही नहीं कभी भी, जो शुद्ध भक्त होते हैं कभी भी नहीं करते, और यदि करते भी हो तो एक दूसरे को माफ कर देते हैं। लेकिन एक तो अपमान भी किया और माफी भी नहीं मिली, दोनों एक साथ हुए। You see, they even got offended and he didn't give forgiveness. Normally, even if you offend, the devotee will always forgive, but he didn't get forgiveness. So this is all orchestrated by Krishna to make this happen. Ultimately, everybody has to die anyway. Parikshit was supposed to die before he was even born. He was given extra life. No problem. So the 7 more days, okay. Not a big deal. Parikshit is very deep like that. We all have to die, like I said. So he didn't take it too seriously. He was actually happy. Now I can put everything aside. I can put my son on the throne. He put his son on the throne, Janmajay, and then he went. He gave up everything. He even gave up all his royal clothes. He only wore 1 kaupin, that's it. And he didn't even eat anything from that point. He didn't drink water even. Completely fasted for 7 days. And just heard, didn't waste any time. 7 days and nights, day and night, chanting Bhagavatam. That's how we get 18,000 beautiful verses in the Bhagavatam. Take care. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki